Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll stop sharing my screen so we can see everyone's beautiful faces. Good morning, happy Tuesday. My name is Danya. I'm the Program Manager of Communications and Membership Engagement here at the Region 9 Head Start Association. I'm just here to make sure that the Zoom room doesn't explode for any reason, but our guest of honor today is the lovely Latanya James. She is an author, an educator, has an incredibly diverse background. She was an Air Force veteran. We thank her for her service. And yeah, we're very happy to have her here. Thank you for being here, Latanya, and I'll let her take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What a lovely introduction. So welcome, everybody. Yes, my name is Latanya James. And as Danya mentioned, I am an Air Force veteran. I'm also a former preschool teacher. So I have a background in child development and a psychology degree or master's degree in psychology. So today, the overview of what we will be discussing is about how to make learning fun. So as for my career or my job is to really influence culture and learning and make it inventive and fun for kids. So for my books, I have a series of coloring books that introduce diversity and cultural learning for children. So today I'm going to be discussing, how to make these coloring books into the dynamics of like classrooms and families so they can introduce these books to kids and have a good learning experience, especially when it comes to global learning. Excuse me, I get nervous when I initiate my talking. as the presentation goes forward, I calm down. I just need to learn to breathe. Public speaking is not my forte. So I want to introduce my books in a little bit, but first I want to introduce the concept. So the concept of my coloring books is that each letter of the alphabet is introduced for each country. So I'll be showing examples and samples of my coloring books later on in the presentation. But an example would be A for Australia, B for Brazil, and C for China. You get the alphabet and then you get the association with the country. So the idea is to learn about the language and to learn about the alphabet. And then there's a illustration of a child from that country with the spelling of the country, and then it has a flag next to it. So that can, initiate some conversation about the cultural garment, and also it can initiate the flag conversation, and you can discuss, oh, where in the country is this flag, and what are the colors, and what is the meaning of the flag. And you can discuss also the landmark from the globe. You can use the globe to show how this is the area of the country where the flag is from. So also it's introducing the kids to, that curiosity. Like sometimes when they're in the classroom, they see other cultures and they might not know specifically where they're from, but they know they look different. So this can be a great way to present this conversation and make it fun. Again, these are coloring books. So it's an activity where they're engaged and they're also learning about different cultures. So the educational aspect of these coloring books is that it supports, the letters recognition, and you get the phonics out of it. And you also get the geography. So you're learning about the globe and the world and that awareness for the children. At a young age, it doesn't have to be so strict and, like this is where it is. It can be fun. It can be a conversation. It can be a song. It can be an alphabet song. It can be a cultural song. It can be a whole, I guess I could say, like a event, and make it about learning about the world. So, and also another thing is that encouraging these different cultures in the early stage of the life is also very significant because, kids 3 to 5 are like sponges. They absorb so much. So they can really pick up on and learn, and they'll be excited to talk about what they learned from these coloring books. I've experienced that with kids that have engaged in the coloring books before. So it's pretty exciting. So another sample I would like to discuss is that uh, if you pick a country and that country happens to be where that child is from or the family is from, it becomes so cool because they get to associate that with their family, and they go and they'll be proud to tell the other kids that this is where I'm from, and it becomes a whole great conversation for the kids. And I've seen them get excited about, oh my gosh, I'm from Pakistan, or I'm from Mexico, or I'm from Brazil, and or my family's from Brazil, and then they get excited about showing other people and other kids that this is where my family is from as well. So another, excuse me, another aspect of the sample of learning is that it's, the culture could be about festivities and also about food. So if they have a specific garment from that country, it's depicted in the book, and it's so colorful and it could be so vibrant, and it's and also like they can say, oh my gosh, my family eats this specific dish and they wear this specific garment for this reason. So again, it gets conversations going, and it's a great way for the kids to engage in an activity like that. Let's see. Okay, so another aspect is that when you do show a globe for the kids, I like to have like a little globe like this, and I can show the kids, you know, from the book what country they're speaking of. So, for example, if we're talking about Brazil, I actually have a globe here, and I point to Brazil, and I can have them later on show me where I showed the Brazil location and see if they can find it. So you can make a game out of it as well. And Africa and China, all these places on the globe, you can make it fun for them to say, oh my gosh, this is where my family is from, or this is where we learned this country is from today. So they can point it out on the globe, which also is a fun activity to do. So for right now, I'm going to actually introduce you to the coloring book. So I'm going to show you a sample here. So this is the cover of one of the books. And on the back, it shows you all the countries that are inside the book. So it goes from A to Z. And then, for example, this book here, I need to show this. I have Australia. So the kids can see that this is the Australia garment, and they can see that this is the spelling. So A for Australia. And then we can talk about the flag, and we can talk about the different garment, and then we can move on to B. B is for Belgium. And then here's the sample for Brazil. This is the second book in the series. This is another list about 25 different countries. So B is for Brazil, and then you can go forward with the letter C, which is for Cambodia. And then this is the third book in the series. And again, it has about 20 countries in the back. And this sample is for China. C is for China. And then you can move on to D is for the Dominican Republic. And the fourth book in the series is the blue one here. Again, it lists all the countries in the back. And then the sample is for Pakistan. You can say P is for Pakistan. And you can move forward. Q is for Qatar. And then you can go through the alphabet that way. I also introduced the skin color crowns to the kids. So I give them a box of the skin color crowns and then a box of the regular crowns so they can see the different pigmentations of the different cultures. so they're not just black and white and brown. They can actually use the peach and the other colors for the skin tone. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to actually share my screen and show you my website. Let's go here. Okay, can you guys see that?
We
Are you guys able to see that?
we cannot. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is Learning with Latanya, which is my company name. And here's my website. So here I have samples of the books, and it shows the actual 4 series books, and it has a little bit of bio about me, and then it has samples. So you can see what the books contain. And then also it has at the bottom here how to order in the email for the book order placement. Perfect. Okay, again, as I mentioned, it's perfect for the kids to learn about inclusivity and also association with their culture. So it's a great way for the kids to say, hey, you know, for example, my nephew is from Pakistan. My sister married someone from Pakistan, and then they have a niece. So he always says this looks like him, and I love it because it's like it actually does. But I had no I used the illustration from Canva, and I didn't have him in mind when I did it, and it actually does. So it's really cool so that they can associate themselves with, their culture and where they're from. And also, again, using the map or the globe to show where those countries are makes it really really cool. I also I also wanted to mention that all the different cultures can be where they're found on the back, but I have updated books where I'm going to add more countries. I was actually at at an event where I was selling my books, and one culture was asked if I had it in the book, and it was like, oh my gosh, that's the one country I don't have, which was Sudan. And so I went and modified some of the books. So these books can be updated, and they can be, I can add, because I don't have all the countries of the world, but I tried to get as many as I could. So at any time that there's a culture that is not in the book, I do my best to update it and add it. So Sudan is coming to the next version of the book soon. Okay. I think I covered everything that I wanted to discuss about the books. I don't know if you have any questions for me or if you had any input or comments, but I would be more than welcome to receive any feedback that you may have.
Can I ask, I know you spoke a little bit to kind of your inspiration, but what came to you? Was it a thought, an idea, a moment that sort of went, you know what, this is what I think will really help kids? Did you see something? Was it just divine inspiration that that led you to creating these, just your experience?
Awesome. That is a great question. Thank you for that. Yeah. So when I was in the classroom, we didn't have anything when I was a kid to have association with your culture and your background. So I always wondered why we didn't have tools in the classroom that made learning fun and also learned about your background. It was always learning about the ABCs and one, two, threes, and maybe a little geography, but never tying all of that together. So I think it occurred to me like, hey, this is not really something that's out there. Let me go ahead and develop something that is innovative and kind of like, oh yeah, that is pretty cool. So, and the feedback that I've gotten back from the parents and educators is that there is nothing like this in the classroom. So that's what motivated me to go ahead and publish these books to get something new, something innovative in the classrooms, so the kids can have fun and also learn.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say one, thank you. Two, I think with sort of everything going on right now in the world of early childhood education and how do we bring topics to children in a way that also protects our agencies, protects our teachers and those kids. I think what you were presenting is such an incredible way to bridge that gap of understanding, personalize things for kids, build a foundation of empathy and compassion and understanding, a global understanding. So yeah, I want to thank you for being here today, for sharing this with us. For everyone that joined us today, thank you so much for being here. I did put the link for Latanya's site in the chat, so you're welcome to go there, check out her work. And then yeah, her contact is there as well. So connect with her, share, get her items. And if you have any further questions and need help sort of connecting, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Danya. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here with us this morning.
Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it.